What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting video for you guys. Today we have the AeroClassics January 2023 releases for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video, and without any further delay, let's get into this, everybody. So I was really not expecting AeroClassics to do these releases yet, but apparently they are already here, considering that we are still in 2022 as of filming this, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, we do have the new AeroClassics releases. I am very excited for them as I get them pulled up here, so a little bit early for sure, but I am eager to see what AeroClassics has going here. So it's going to be an interesting release. I did see that the Southwest Desert Gold 737 Max 8 is on here, but outside of that, I have no idea what's going on. So I hope you guys are excited for this, and without any further delay, let's get started. And also, sorry about the lighting, guys. I was not expecting this, so I just did the best I could with what I have, but making sure that we're not lagging out. And here we go with the AeroClassics January 2023 releases, everybody. Let's get started. Making sure the microphone length is appropriate there, and let's see what we got going. There it is, the Southwest Desert Gold 737 Max 8. Actually doesn't look too bad. This is November 871 Hotel Kilo. Really doesn't look too bad, to be quite honest. I'm pretty impressed. That looks pretty decent. So, oh, the nose. My phone light was covering up the nose. So outside the nose, it looks pretty good, and obviously there's some proportions there, but still a cool aircraft. Looks like a good one. I'll be eager to see the Gemini jets and NG Wells iterations, but it looks like they did a pretty good job on the color. I have to say that's a pretty good effort. So not bad there, and that's looking really good. So glad to see that for AeroClassics. All right, and here's the Air Hawaii doubles DC-1010, this November 904 Whiskey Alpha. Quite an interesting aircraft right here. Looks really cool with the red and green lines, so that looks really nice. I also like the font on the Air Hawaii, so definitely a very cool aircraft right there, to say the least. And that'll be an interesting aircraft to see, all the history that goes about with Air Hawaii. So a cool aircraft indeed right there. Oh, there it is. The Delta Airlines Boeing 737-208 November 322 Delta Lima in the Colors in Motion livery. Nice. So I was not expecting them to do this one, but that's pretty interesting because I was expecting them to do the widget one, and I was trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. So I probably will sell my Gemini Jets one and get this one, because I do have the Delta Express one that Gemini Jets did, but this is much more applicable for Retro Tulsa. We talked about it pretty in depth in the previous AeroClassics release reaction, but as a refresher, from 2002 to 2005, Delta Airlines flew the Boeing 737-200 from Atlanta to Tulsa 4 times a day. Most of the time it was on the Colors in Motion aircraft, as this aircraft is right here, but it was on the Ron Allen livery some as well, and I kind of talked about the history of that. So if I get a chance, I'll try to right here in the video do a little segment, show you guys what some of the pictures looked like. But yeah, it was a really cool situation, so I'll show you guys that right now. Alrighty, everybody, so as promised, here we go with some Delta 737-200 widget examples here on airliners.net. Here's a picture from August 28th of 2004 of a Delta 737-200 Colors in Motion. So here's one, and you're going to see several of them, so just get ready. Here's another one on the same day. Pretty impressive stuff right there. Seeing if we have any others. There was an MD-88. Usually does not happen, so that was really cool. That was coming in from Atlanta that day, and a Colors in Motion CRJ-200. And another Colors in Motion. It was mainly just these CRJs and, of course, the 737-200s. So you're going to see several of the regional jets, but as we scroll here, there's a Ron Allen. Surprisingly, I showed that in the last release reaction for AeroClassics. Hopefully the computer's not lining up. Okay, it just says encoder overload, so I'm like, why? But let's see if we have a couple others here to show you guys. There's one right there, October 21st. But pretty much the gist here is that these were very common throughout, and they are practical for the Tulsa fleet here. So that's the intention that I'm trying to show you guys. They were so common that sometimes they weren't even took as many pictures as the regionals. They were so popular at that point. There's another one right there. And I'll show one more page here, but I think you guys get the gist. And if you'd like to see more, just head over to airliners.net and look up KTUL, and you're going to find everything that I'm showing. Alrighty, guys, but certainly a very cool situation right there, and I'm glad to get to see the 737-200 done. Was certainly not expecting it, but I'm definitely going to be getting this. I'm very excited for it, and also, once again, with the new microphone, I'm sorry if my emphasis isn't quite as normal as what it usually is. I'm still getting used to the microphone. I don't want to completely blow your guys' ears up, so hopefully you guys understand. I'm certainly very excited for this, and I'm really excited to see what it's all about. So the real question is if we're getting a Delta Express to go with it, and I think we're going to, but let's see what happens. what can I say? So that's the one that Gemini just did right there, the Delta Express Boeing 737-208, November 325 Delta Lima. Certainly a beautiful aircraft too, just more applicable to have the billboard titles for my personal use, but I know that Express was a huge brand and they flew to many places around the globe in the United States. So really cool to say the least right there. I'm so glad that we're getting that one, and that's going to look really good with the Ron Allen one, and hopefully a widget one to come too. It was really weird to see the I'm forgetting who it was, the retailer, but somebody got the widget ones that AeroClassics did apparently early, which was really interesting. I don't know if we're going to get them here, but certainly interesting. But I'm really excited about the colors in motion, and that's going to be a huge upgrade to the fleet. I would love to get the widget one too, but for now, the colors in motion, getting a full billboard title one is very applicable, and I'm really excited to see what that's going to be all about. It's so pretty. I love the light blue, dark blue, and the red. So cool. Continental DC-932 red meatball tail, November 3543 November Yankees. So is this a former New York Air aircraft? I'm not sure, but really cool to get to see this one. I'm gonna have to do some research whether this is justifiable to buy. I would really like to get it. I do have the DC-910 contrails livery. I believe that one's a black tail. This is the red one, which is very cool to see. I did get the 727 they did earlier in 2022 as well, so I would still really like to get this one too if it's justifiable enough. Probably is, so definitely expecting to get this most likely. Really excited for this, as this should be a great addition to the collection if I do have the real estate to get it. I really like the details that the contrails livery brings, from the red trim to the gold tail. It looks really nice, and the AeroClassic DC-9 mold is a very simple, nice proportional mold, so I'm excited to see what that aircraft's all about, and hopefully I'll be getting it, but nevertheless excited for the Continental DC-932. Actually, I might have my list right here. Let me see if I have my list. Might as well see if it's on there, if it's a need. Let me see if I can find this, because I swear I had it here. Come on. Almost thought I had it here. Sorry guys, I'm almost 100% that it was somewhere in here. Sorry, I have all these papers here, just various situations. There it is. So let's see if it was on here real quick. All right, let's see. No, I'm not seeing it. Alrighty guys, and 3 hours later we are back. So sorry about that, but nevertheless, let's get into our next aircraft. The Continental is looking really good, and I'm excited for that. That should be absolutely awesome. Alrighty, we're also going to get the contrails black livery. How about that? November 351 Alpha Tango. Nice. So both iterations are coming to 400 scale, so that's pretty cool. The red contrails has the bigger billboard titles that are also placed a little bit farther back on the fuselage. On the contrary, the black contrails is the smaller titles with the US flag and the contrail logo. So both look really cool. Again, I'm going to have to do some research. That's what I was getting to. I have the sheet right here, and I see DC-930 in the name, or I'm sorry, that was Delta. Continental, yeah, DC-930 in 1990s. That probably was a mix of both the red contrails livery and the final livery for Continental. So we will see. I would like to, but we'll see what happens. So, but still very cool. These are both getting released, and I'm excited for them nevertheless. Also, I forgot if I mentioned this or not, but the November Yankee prefix, I'm not sure if that means that it was a former New York Air aircraft or not, but definitely a cool tail number to say the least. Alrighty, Australian Airbus A320 Oscar Echo Lima Bravo uniform. That's a really cool aircraft. Austrian doesn't get represented too much in the 1:400 scale, so I'm certainly glad that AeroClassics is helping them out here with this release. I think it looks really good. You have the red right here, then the navy, the light blue, and some more red. Really cool airline, and I'm glad that they're representing them here. So certainly very nice. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything's back set. So certainly a very nice aircraft. Looks good, and I'm excited to see how that one will turn out in 1:400. Already tied doubles DC-10 Hotel Sierra Tango Mike Charlie, another fantastic choice. DC-10 mold for AeroClassics is pretty good, and I think this is another great aircraft to represent that mold. Love the simple livery of Thai, and I'm sure this is a pretty high demand aircraft over there in the region, so certainly excited for it, and another nice retro offering from AeroClassics. Ooh, US Airways Airbus A330-300, November 2575, excuse me, Alpha Yankee. This is a very exciting aircraft. This is a blue box aircraft. Glad to see this after they did the American Airlines one recently, a few months ago. So definitely getting the re-releases going here, which is certainly nice because AeroClassics has done a couple of these in the past. Slightly different iterations, I'm sure, but certainly nice to get to see this aircraft. A330 mold's pretty interesting for AeroClassic, but I think that's certainly a good choice there. So glad to get to see that aircraft, and I'm excited to see how that one will turn out. And now we also have some 1-200s, including a Western L1049 Constellation, November 1552 Victor. Really cool offering in 1-200 scale. I don't know how many of these have got done, but certainly a cool aircraft for our very retro collectors. I think this is a great offering here. The Western livery is pretty unique during this time frame with the very neat silver underbelly here and then the red lines and everything. Certainly a unique aircraft to say the least, and I'm excited to see how that one will fare for anybody that chooses to get it. So certainly cool airplane, and I hope that it does well for anybody that's looking for it. We're also going to get a cargo and God, I can't talk tonight, excuse me. Chicago in Southern L1049 Constellation as well, November 86535. I do not know anything about this airline, to be completely honest, but I hope to learn about them. They seem like a really cool airline. Very neat model with the CS there on the tail. I'm not sure if they were in Chicago and also in the southern United States, but certainly a cool airline, and I'm eager to see what they're all about. So it seems really cool. Love the tail design on the Constellation, just the fuselage in general. So what a cool plane, and it looks fantastic. And I believe that is it for the AeroClassics releases. So it's certainly a pretty limited set. I want to make sure that's everything before we jump to conclusions. But yeah, that's it. Really cool release. Some really awesome planes in there. Certainly excited for all those. I think the Southwest is a great choice. Just have another option. The Delta is a really cool plane. Continentals will also turn out very good. So yeah, these are really good offerings here from AeroClassics. Definitely getting the Delta 737-200 colors in motion. And maybe the red contrails Continental DC-932 possibly. We'll need to go back and do a little bit more research, but just from glancing here at my data, I don't think that it's possible. It's not out of the question because I really wanted to get the final livery one, which is obviously around the mid 90s when they introduced that. So the DC-9 did make appearances pretty fairly regularly to a degree, but we saw more of the 737 Classics in the early 90s. We did see a couple DC-9s in there, like I said, though. And we also saw the 727 for quite some time until those kind of got phased out over time. So currently a really cool release. I think the Austrian, excuse me, I cannot talk, is a really cool plane. I also think the Thai is a great choice. Looks really nice. The Air Hawaii and US Airways, yeah, several US offerings. In fact, I think the Austrian and the Thai are the only non-US offerings. So how about that? That was a really solid set right there. That's a really cool one. So that was a really good job by AeroClassics. Be sure to let me know in the comment section which ones you guys are thinking about getting and what you guys think about this release. Certainly an interesting one and weird to see it drop early, but how about that? Certainly a cool release, and I'll be excited to see what it's all about in the near future. But with all that being said, that'll do for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.